Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In the previous video, I discussed regarding NEET previous year question from the chapter The Living World. In continuation with that, in this video, we'll discuss about previous year NEET questions from the year 2016 to 2025 from the chapter Biological Classification, where I will be discussing each and every questions of the previous year. Along with, I will give you some tips to solve these questions easily without any mistake. So without much delay, let's get started. We'll start from the year 2016. And the first question is, which one of the following is wrong for fungi? So four options are, they are eukaryotic, which is the correct answer. They are heterotrophic, which is the correct answer. All fungi possesses a purely cellulosic cell wall. No, fungi possess a cell wall made up of chitin, so which is a wrong answers of fungi, which means it's a correct answer for this question. So because we have to tick the wrong option for the fungi, we have to answer the wrong option. So that is C. All fungi possesses a cell wall made up of chitin, not cellulosic. We'll move on to the next question, that is, methanogens belongs to dash, which is an easy and direct question, that is it belongs to archaebacteria. So it's an archaebacteria, that is option B is the correct answer. Select the wrong statement, that is the wall of diatoms are easily destructible. So which is a wrong answer, because diatoms cell wall made up of pectin and silica, which cannot be easily destructible. So you have to select the wrong answer, and the wrong answer is option A. So you need not to read the other three options in this question. We'll move on to next question, that is, one of the major component of cell wall of most of the fungi is. So as I already told, the fungi cell wall is made up of substance known as chitin, and there are other substances also like polysaccharide, proteins, lipids and all, but not cellulose, hemicellulose and peptidoglycan. So easily you can answer this question, that is C, chitin. Next question, which one of the following statement is wrong for viroids? They causes infection. Yes, it's a correct answer. Their RNA is of high molecular weight, which is actually a wrong answer. So they possess RNA, but which is of low molecular weight. So viroids are the smallest pathogens, and they consisting of single-stranded RNA molecule of low molecular weight, which is a wrong option here. So the correct option is option B, because out of these four statements, the wrong statement is second one, that is option B, which is a correct answer. We'll move on to the next question. Which one of the following statement is wrong? That is first option, eubacteria are also called false bacteria. Again, the first option itself is wrong, because eubacteria is also known as true bacteria, not false bacteria. So the answer for this question is option A. So you need not to read the other three options, because you got that the option A is a correct answer. We'll move on to the next question, that is, the primitive prokaryotes responsible for the production of biogas from the dung of ruminant animal includes the dash. It is a straight and easiest question, and the answer is A, that is methanogens. So methanogens are the microorganism which will produce methane gas during the production. So it is a easy and a direct question. Next question, chrysophytes, euglenoids, dinoflagellates and slime molds are included in the kingdom. Again, it is a direct and easy question. It is not comes under fungi, obviously not in Animalia, and even in Monera, because Monera consisting of bacteria. And the right option is Protista, because all these unicellular eukaryotic organisms, that is chrysophytes, euglenoids, dinoflagellates, slime molds, all these comes under the kingdom Protista. We'll move on to the next question, that is question from the year 2017. Viroids differs from viruses in having. So you have to tell the difference between the viruses and the viroids. So viroids, they are made up of DNA molecule without a protein coat. So which is the first option? No, it's wrong, because viroids made up of RNA molecule similar to that of viruses. So option A is wrong. Second one, RNA molecule with the protein coat. No, viroids are made up of RNA particle, but they lack a protein coat. Third one is RNA molecule without a protein coat, which is a correct answer, because viroids are the free RNA particle which lacks protein coat, and they are the infectious agent, which is smaller than the viruses, which is the main two difference between the viroids and the viruses. That is, viroids are the RNA particle like protein coat and they are smaller than the viruses. These two are the main two difference between the viroids and the viruses. So correct answer is option C, that is RNA molecule without a protein coat. Next question, which one of the following are found in extreme saline condition? So saline condition means halophiles. So the halophiles belongs to archaebacteria. So the option is answer D, not eubacteria, cyanobacteria or mycobacteria. The halophiles belongs to archaebacteria as it's a type of archaebacteria. So the correct answer is option D. Next one, which among the following are the smallest living cells known without a definite cell wall, pathogenic to plant as well as animals, and can survive without oxygen? So smallest living cell means that should come to your mind, that is mycoplasm. So you need not to think about any other characters. So smallest living cell is nothing but the mycoplasm. So the correct answer is option B. So mycoplasm are the smallest living cell which actually lack cell wall and they are pathogenic to both plant and the animals. So correct option is option B. We'll move on to the next question, that is from the year 2018. Which among the following is not prokaryote? Option Saccharomyces, Mycobacterium, Nostoc and Oscillatoria. So Saccharomyces is nothing but the fungi which is a eukaryote. So the correct answer is option A. You need not to think about the other three options because Saccharomyces is a fungi which is eukaryote. So the correct answer is option A. Next question, select the wrong statement. You have to select the wrong statement here. First option, the cell wall is present in members of fungi and plantae. Yeah, cell wall is present in both fungi and plantae. Mushroom belongs to Basidiomycetes. True, mushroom belongs to Basidiomycetes. Third option, pseudopodia are locomotory and feeding structure in sporozoans, which is a wrong statement because pseudopodia is a locomotory organ in amoeboid protozoans, so not in sporozoans. That's why C is a wrong statement, which is a correct answer for this question. Next question, after karyogamy followed by meiosis, spores are produced exogenously in. So for this, you have to have a knowledge of reproduction in fungi and the correct answer is option C. So after karyogamy, the spores are produced exogenously in option C, that is agaricus. So karyogamy and meiosis takes place in the basidium, which produces 4 basidiospores, and these basidiospores are exogenously produced in the basidium, that is in agaricus. So correct option is option C. We'll move on to the next question, that is which one of the following organisms are known as chief producer in the ocean? And the options are dinoflagellates, diatoms, cyanobacteria and euglenoids. So in that the correct answer is diatoms. So as you all know, diatoms are the phytoplankton which are present in abundant in the oceans, and they do possess chlorophyll pigments which helps in photosynthesis. That's why they are known as chief producers in the ocean. So correct answer is diatom, that is option B. Next question, ciliates differs from all other protozoans. So how do ciliates differ from the other protozoans? Using flagella for locomotion? No. As the name indicates, ciliates use cilia for the locomotion, not flagella. Having a contractile vacuoles for removing the excess water? Not really. Option C, using pseudopodia for capturing prey? No, they do not use pseudopodia. Instead, they use cilia for capturing the prey. Option D, having 2 types of nuclei. Yes, ciliates differs from the other protozoans by having 2 types of nuclei, that is macronuclei and micronuclei. So the correct option is answer D. We'll move on to the next question, that is from the year 2019. And the question is, which one of the following statement is incorrect? And the options are prions consisting of abnormally folded protein. No, it's a Correct answer, because some of the prions consisting of abnormally folded proteins which are infectious also. Second option, viroids lack a protein coat. No, viroid actually consisting of RNA and they lack a protein coat. Viruses are obligate parasites, which is again a correct answer. Viruses are the obligate parasites which consisting of RNA, either RNA or the DNA as a genetic material. Next one, infective constituent in virus is a protein coat. No, it's a wrong answer, because infective constituent of the viruses is a genetic material, that is either RNA or the DNA, not the protein coat. So the correct option is answer D, that is infective constituents in viruses is a protein coat. Next question, which of the following statement is incorrect? First option, yeast have filamentous body with a long thread-like hyphae. No, yeast is a sac fungi. It's a unicellular sac fungus and it lacks hyphae. So the first option itself is a incorrect statement. So the correct option is option A, because it is a incorrect statement, because yeast is a unicellular sac fungus which lack hyphae. So you need not to read the other three options, because you got already the correct answer. Next question, that is from the year 2020. Which of the following is correct about viroids? They have DNA with the protein coat? No, because viroids made up of RNA. The second option, they have free DNA without protein coat. Again, not DNA, it's RNA. Option C, they have RNA with the protein coat. No, because they are RNA but without protein coat. So option D, they have free RNA without protein coat, which is the correct answer, because viroids have free RNA without protein coat. We'll move on to the next question, that is from the year 2021. Which of the following statement is correct? First option, organisms that depends on the living plant are called saprophyte. No, it's a wrong statement, because organism which depends on the living plants are nothing but the parasite, not saprophytes. Some of the organism can fix atmospheric nitrogen in specialized cell called as Schett cell. No, it is in the heterocyst, because in blue-green algae a specialized cell are present known as heterocyst, so which helps in fixing the atmospheric nitrogen. That's why this option is also wrong. Next, option C, the fusion of two cell is called as karyogamy. No, fusion of two nuclei is called as karyogamy, not two cell. Next one, fusion of protoplasm between the two motile or non-motile gamete is called as plasmogamy. Yes, this option is correct, because plasmogamy is nothing but the fusion of protoplast of the two cell. That's why option D is a correct statement, and the first three options are the wrong statement. That's why the correct option is option D, that is about the plasmogamy. We'll move on to the next question, that is from the year 2022. Given below are the two statements, and the two statements are: statement 1, mycoplasm can pass through less than 1 micron filter size. Second one is statement 2, that is mycoplasm are bacteria with the cell wall. So in the light of the above statement, choose a most appropriate answer from the given option below. So first we'll analyze statement 1 and 2. Statement 1 says mycoplasm can pass through less than 1 micron filter size. Yeah, it's obvious. As you all know, mycoplasm are the smallest cell and it measures of about 0.3 micron meter in length. So it can easily pass through a filter size of 1 micron. So statement 1 is correct. We'll move on to statement 2. Statement 2 says mycoplasm are bacteria with the cell wall. No. Mycoplasm lack cell wall. So mycoplasm does not have cell wall. So statement 2 is wrong. So statement 1 is correct. Statement 2 is wrong. We'll read the option now. In option A, statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. So which is the correct answer? So you need not to read the other three options, because option A is the correct answer for this question. That is, statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. We'll move on to next question, that is, which of the following is a correct statement? So we'll read the option. First statement, cyanobacteria are group of autotrophic organism classified under kingdom Monera, which is a correct answer, isn't it? So cyanobacteria is an autotrophic organism and it comes under kingdom Monera, which is a correct answer. So you have to take the correct statement, that is option A is a correct statement. You need not to check the other three statements because already you got the answer as option A. We'll move on to the next question, that is from the year 2024. Which one of the following is not a criterion for classification of fungi? And the first option is morphology of mycelium. As you all know, the mycelium is used as one of the criteria for the classification. So whether the mycelia is septate or aseptate, based on that the fungi are classified. So it is one of the criteria for the classification of fungi. Second one is mode of nutrition. Yes, it is a wrong answer because mode of nutrition is not a criteria for the fungi classification because all fungi are heterotrophic, means they obtain food from the decomposing material. So all fungi are heterotrophic in nature and it is true for all fungi. So based on this character we can't classify the fungi. That's why B is a wrong answer, or it is a correct answer for this question because mode of nutrition is not a criteria for the classification of fungi. Whereas the other two options, that is mode of spore formation and fruiting body, are the criteria for the classification of fungi, or these two are the criteria which is used for the classification of fungi. So the option B, that is mode of nutrition, is a correct answer, which is not the criteria for the classification of fungi. We'll move on to the next question, that is match list 1 with the list 2. So in the list 1 the names of the different fungi is given and in the list 2 the common name is given. The first one, that is A, Rhizopus. As you all know, Rhizopus is commonly known as bread mouth, so which matches with the 3. So A3. We'll see in the option A3 is given in option A and C. So easily you can rule out option B and D. We'll move on to the next one, that is B, Ustilago. As you all know, Ustilago is commonly called as smut fungus. So B2. We'll check that option. A and C have A3 and B2 B2. So we'll move on to the next one, that is Puccinia. As you all know, Puccinia is commonly known as rust fungus, that is it matches with the fourth option. So C4. So C4 is given in option A. And D, that is Agaricus, is a mushroom. So the option A is a correct answer for this question. So we'll move on to the next question, that is the asexual spore formation of deuteromycetes are. So you have to have a knowledge of reproduction in deuteromycetes to answer this question. So in deuteromycetes, they reproduce bi-asexually through the spore called as a conidia. So answer B is the correct answer, that is asexual spore of deuteromycetes are known as conidia. We'll move on to the next question, that is match list 1 with the list 2. In the list 1 different organisms are given and list 2 mode of nutrition is given. The first one, that is euglenoid. You know that euglenoid will switch between the photosynthetic and the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So the option matches with the fourth one. So A4. And in the option ABCD, A4 is given in B, C and D. So you can rule out option A. We'll move on to the next one, that is dinoflagellates. So as you all know, dinoflagellates are the photosynthetic organisms. So it matches with the option 3. So B3. And B3 is given in only option C. So you can rule out the other two options easily. And the correct answer is option C for this question. We'll move on to next question, that is from the year 2025. Each of the following characteristics represents a kingdom proposed by Whittaker. Arrange the following in increasing order of complexity of body organization. So in A to E, the characteristics of 5 kingdoms are given and you have to identify which kingdom it is and you have to arrange those kingdoms in the increasing order of complexity. So first we'll read the A to E option. First one, that is A, that is multicellular heterotrophs with the cell wall made up of chitin. So cell wall made up of chitin is nothing but the fungi. We'll move on to the next one. Heterotrophs with the tissue, organ system level of organization. Yes, easily you can identify this as a kingdom Animalia, which comes at the last because we have to arrange it in increasing order of complexity. So Animalia are the very complex organism which comes at the end. So option B should comes at the end. So see in the option that is in option A and D, B is present at the last. So easily you can rule out the option B and C. We'll read the next option, that is C. Prokaryotes with the cell wall made up of polysaccharides and amino acids. So option C is a characteristics of kingdom Monera, which is a very simplest organism. It's a prokaryotes and it is simplest organism which should come at first. So in option A and D, C is at first in the option D. So easily you can conclude that D is the correct answer for this question.